Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everybody. It is awesome to be here again. How is everybody doing today? I hope you are doing very, very well. How is your Saturday going? I hope um I hope we are all doing very well. Can I just see your uh, comments? How are we doing? How are we all doing? Okay, hope we're all doing very well. And we're back again with another session on the Alumni Series. So you're all very much welcome to today's session. My name is Beatrice. I'm the community manager here at Hills and Tech. The Alumni Series holds every month on a monthly basis. It's a series where members of the alumni come and speak to us and share their experiences and share like helpful um, tips that we all that could help in our growth in our career. And if this is your first time here joining us for any of our sessions, you're very much welcome. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of Hills and Tech. Hills and Tech is a platform dedicated to closing the gender gap between women and technology. We offer several non-coding courses such as business analysis, cybersecurity, AI consultancy, AI animation. We're in the world of AI right now, so please, please, please come and learn these tips that would those skills that would progress your career. Product marketing, product management, product design, amongst many others. So, whatever your interests are, we have something for you. And just a little bit about the founder, Bisola Laibi, having started her career in tech 10 years ago and never touched a line of code and witnessed a gender gap between women and technology, watched families lose their jobs to digitization and decided to do something about it in 2020. She set up a platform where women who have increasingly become breadwinners can acquire non coding technical skills and apply for high quality jobs in less than 2 months. Yes, you read that right. The result has been phenomenal, and we are committed to doing so much more. We are fully online and have trained from over 25 countries. This has been made possible by the virtue of hands on training and quality of facilitators who ensure our students get value and also monitor them during interview sessions. Amazingly, we have trained students from various backgrounds, such as stay-at-home moms, undergraduates, lawyers, medical doctors, people who wish to immigrate, amongst others. By 2030, our aim is to have trained over 100 million African women through paid and free sessions such as this. Mr. Laibi is also an author. She authored Jasmine Discovers Tech book for young girls in secondary school. Some of our students work at different companies, some of them that you may all be familiar with, such as UBA, MTN, Deloitte, and the host of others. And you could be one of them too if you're just joining us for the first time. So that brings us to today's webinar session. What next after graduation? Finally get the skill, you've put in the effort, you've gotten the skill. What next? So how to map your skills, build portfolios, and position yourself through volunteering. So before we get into it, let's just get to know our facilitator for today just a little bit more, Ms. Oluwafikayo Ooju. Oluwafikayo is a certified project management professional with over 15 years of experience delivering strategic initiatives and driving operational excellence across sectors, including banking, construction, technology, and nonprofits. She currently serves as Vice President of Administration for the Project Management Institute, Nigeria chapter and sits on its board of directors. She is also the executive director and co founder of Nova Diamond Foundation, a non-profit improving access to quality healthcare for vulnerable communities across Nigeria. Oluwafikayo holds a degree in building technology and a postgraduate qualification in strategic management and leadership. She is also trained in business analysis with a strong track record of identifying process gaps and delivering measurable results across complex environments. She is passionate about building sustainable systems, empowering teams, and advancing the project management profession in Nigeria through best practices and strong governance. Without further ado, join me, everyone. Let me see your reactions as we introduce our amazing trailblazer facilitator for today, Oluwafikayo. Can I see those reactions, please? Hello, hello, Oluwafikayo. Hello. Can you hear
Hi,
me?
I
Me?
can hear you.
Okay,
Confirm you
great.
can hear me as well.
Yes, I can hear you. You're very much welcome. It's
You.
great to have you here.
Thank you for that trailblazing introduction. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
of course, I'm just going to hand over to you now. You can go ahead and share your screen.
Okay, thank you everyone. I am happy to be here and I hope you can hear and see me.
Yes,
Um,
yes, I can. Already getting
um,
comments. Hello, ma'am. I can see the claps are. Everybody's excited to have you here.
Thank you. That's so good. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's good to be here. I am one of us, and it's a privilege that I don't take for granted to be speaking with everyone here today, and even everyone that would also still watch the recording at one point or the other. And I really do not take this for granted. Thank you to Ills and Tech for what the works that you are doing. Thank you for this platform that you have created as well. I've seen the vision and I see all that we are doing to make sure that we get to the vision. And it's not a small work that you're doing. So thank you. Well done to Ills and Tech, to Bisola and the entire team at Ills and Tech. Well done. We are truly grateful for the work that you are doing. So, having said that, my name is Oluwafikayo. Please, for the purpose of this class, call me Fikayo, and we're just here to have a chat. And I trust that God will help me to, be as clear as explicit as possible as I share a couple of things with you that I see that has benefited a lot of people, and I know that would benefit you as well. So, Beatrice said I should come and speak on how to map your skill, build portfolio, position yourself through volunteering. And I remember that we had a conversation prior to this topic, which I'm not going to talk about here. But basically, one thing that I love to do is share my experience, especially what I've done that has worked for me in the past. And that is still working for me. So that is why I'm here. Let's go into it. One thing that I call this era is the era of intentionality, and it is very interesting to see that training is not enough. Just registering for classes, taking courses is not enough. Just in fact, earning a degree, earning MBA is no longer enough. PhD is no longer enough. So what the evolution, should I say, as growth is something that we now need to intentionally position ourselves. And that's why it's exciting to want to talk about this today, because I can see that we have shifted from what we used to know, the way we just plan it, that once you go to school, you graduate. In fact, once you do your master's, once you do your PhD, there's already, you're already creating a path for yourself. And unfortunately, that is no longer the case. It has come to a place or a stage where we now need to be very intentional about how we build and what we build that can position us for the type of life, the type of career. And I'm not only saying this, only in from the context of career, for jobs and all of that, but I'm saying it that holistically, it has come to the era where we now need to build. Many of us that are raising children, we need to now be more intentional about how we are raising them. And that's why I said this is now the era of intentionality, even from the place where we begin to choose the things we want to go and learn. So there's more about being intentional now. And I'm not going to say, that if you have not been intentional before now, it's also still an opportunity for you to now take some of the things I'll be sharing today and just implement it and see how things will turn out for you. So we are in the era where people that are getting opportunities are not necessarily people that are most qualified. They are not necessarily people that are A grade and all of that, but they are people that are intentionally showing up, intentionally building their portfolios, whether directly or indirectly. And I'm going to touch on that as we go on. People that are intentionally networking, people that are joining community, people that are speaking and learning and touching in public, people that are, please, I hope you can still hear me. In case it gets to any point where you can no longer hear me, please, Beatrice, let me know. People that are intentionally creating or nurturing relationship, people that are showing up consistently. That is the era where we are now. And we are going to just be talking about the ways we can do that together over the next maybe 20 minutes, God helping me. So one thing that I've learned on my own career journey is that careers are not only built in classrooms, they are not only built where we take courses. As a matter of fact, when many of us were signing up with Hills and Tech, there's this excitement that we have, especially because of the way that tech courses or tech career has been packaged to us as, oh, earning seven figures, earning, eight figures, working one of the top five across the world and all of that. So I've seen that building career, especially thriving career, they are not only, associated with just classrooms or taking courses or graduating or even certification, as expensive as these certifications are. That's not what guarantee a thriving career, and I'm sure that many of us can testify to that. So some of the biggest opportunities that I have had on my own career did not happen because when I was, in fact, as a matter of fact, when I was doing all of this, when I was taking some of this decision, it didn't even come from a place of intentionality, because like I said, I didn't even have everything figured out. Some of them came from a place of, okay, they said I'm good in this, why not just hone it, build on it, and all of that. They came again because I kept on showing up. In fact, when I think of my journey when I was preparing for my PMP examination, which was 4 years ago, because I started preparation in 2021, and I wrote the exam in the first quarter, Q1 of 2022. When I was preparing for that examination, everything that could literally happen was happening to me at the same time. But it took, if I remember that there was some videos that I took waking up in the middle of the night. I was nursing, I was still a nursing mother. I was, you'll be studying. Children will they will have their own plan. When you plan to study for 8 hours, children will have their own plan, and all of that. So it was not because it was easy. It was because irrespective of everything that was happening in my life, I just decided that I was going to keep showing up. And I also remember that in my organization at that time, I had a colleague that we agreed that we're going to be each other's accountability partner, on this journey. We signed up for the course together, all of that and all of that. And she just did not follow through for whatever reason. Of course, she has her reasons, in fact, very, very genuine reasons, but she couldn't follow through. What I'm trying to say is that it's just a decision to keep showing up, is a decision to keep contributing, is a decision to just keep doing, keep learning, keep doing things that would position us intentionally. So today, some of the conversations we're going to be having are honest and practical conversation, like I said, about what I've done and what I know that a couple of people around me are doing, have done, and are still doing, and is really yielding results. So we're going to be talking about how to map your skills, how to build portfolio, even if you don't have a job yet, how volunteering can become a very powerful career accelerator for you, and how you will use all of this to position yourself and you begin to attract opportunities rather than pursue opportunities. And in all of the conversations, all of the things that I've, experienced and I'm going to be sharing, I've put them across the service framework, SERVICE. And every one of us, I think volunteering is like the um, key point. And because, in fact, when this came, this framework is me, is let me say, Holy Spirit inspired. This is not a framework you would see on Google or on ChatGPT. I don't know, but this is, Holy Spirit inspired. And this also came from a place of knowing that volunteering is a very key part of my career journey. And when this came, it was very obvious that, oh, there's a connection between service and volunteering that forms, a very strategic part of the things we'll be discussing today. And I've named this framework service framework, which is S for skill, E for experience, R for relationships, V for visibility, I for intentionality, C for consistency, and E for excellence. One thing that I've discovered is that our growth is not built only by upskilling. Many of us are taking maybe one or two or three courses just because we feel like, oh, this is what is trending. This is what the industry says. This is what ChatGPT has said that in the next 3 to 4 years, in fact, what is trending now? If I tap any one of us now and say what is trending now, everybody, the advert on Hey Hi, taking AI course is following every one of us around right now. You are on Instagram, you are on YouTube, you are here. That advertisement of take a course on AI is following us bumper to bumper everywhere we go right now. And I can say categorically that our growth is not only on upskilling, whether upskilling, with even as much as even with in-demand skills. Yes, I can categorically tell you that some of those courses, yes, they are highly in demand, but our growth is not built on just taking those courses because we want to upskill. In today's world, especially in tech and career development, certificates are just the starting point. As a matter of fact, I won't even say certificate, I would say training, the acquiring the skill are just the starting point. What truly determines who gets the opportunity is how intentionally you apply what you have learned and what you are still learning. And those are some of the things we'll be talking about today. I've used the service framework to explain what actually drives, career growth that leads to us positioning ourselves strategically, as in this rapidly evolving world or landscape. And S, which is for skill, is talking about knowing what you can do. Knowing what you can do. This is the foundation. Knowing what you can do. What can you do? As a matter of fact, what if start asking us now? Unfortunately, I can't see the chat through, but what can you do? Really, just think deeply about it. Answer that question. What can you do? When this question comes to me, thinking that what can I do a lot of things. Can you articulate those things? What can you do? You can do you can analyze business, which is what we learn in business analysis. Yeah, what can you do? And that's the foundation of everything that will position us as we advance on this journey. So this just represents what you can actually do, not just what you have been trained to do, not just what you have learned, but what you can actually do. And I hope that I'm talking to somebody. What can you actually do? That, in fact, going through entire maybe project management course, PMBOK or CBAP or anything does not mean that you can actually do business analysis. It just be that you can analyze problem. It could just be that you can come up with ideas. What can you actually do? And those things that we know that we can do, or that you begin to ask yourself now, you now group it into whether it's technical or it is soft skill. So many, like I said, the fact that you've gone through a data analysis class. In fact, I remember that I've done data analysis. Excuse me, I took business analysis. So many courses that I've taken, advanced Excel, so many. But so the things we can do, we're able to group it under technical and then soft skill. That is the starting point. What are we going to do when we group them? We even if it's something as little, like I said, when I wanted to pursue project management as a career, it came from, because even though I've for over maybe over 18 years or thereabout. I've been managing different projects, maybe because of the background that I have. But I think that something that also comes naturally to me is planning, is coordination. You just realize that when anybody wants to do birthday in the family, coordinating, I'm analyzing, oh, what if this happens? I'm managing the risk, I'm picking the risk, and I'm being able to say, okay, in case this happens, this is how we are going to address it. And it was very easy, maybe about 6 years ago or thereabout. I think one thing that also stood, I can't remember what course, all of those random courses we just take. And that course gave us like an assignment and ask 5 important, write 5 important in life and go and what do you think I am good at? And I think that I'm going to give us an assignment today. Five, I don't know whether, but 5 closest people to you. People use that. Use me anywhere. What would you say? Happened? I asked from my family group actually. I was different things
Hi,
that
Fikayo. Hi,
were
sorry to interrupt. Can you
consistent
hear me?
across the board was coordination, planning.
Uh-oh. Uh, Apologies for the interruption. Facilitator is having a little bit of an internet issue. Just give us a second, please. Yes, our facilitator is having internet issues. Just give us a couple of seconds and she would be sure to join back. Just okay.
I'm so
Can you hear me
sorry.
now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, no worries at
So
all.
sorry. At what point did you at what point
Okay,
was
yes.
I?
On Yes, we were talking about skills. You were talking about knowing the technical and soft skills, and then it just started breaking up from there.
Oh my goodness. So sorry.
No worries
Okay.
at all.
Thank you for your patience. Okay, so I was
Yes.
trying to say that your ability to group those skills, into whether they are soft or they are technical is also something that is very important. One thing that I said I also did was, I can't remember the course that I took, that give us an assignment to ask 5 closest people to us to say, what do you think I'm really good at? And I'm going to give us the assignment again as starters today, to just ask the 5 most important people, maybe closest people, to say, what do you think I'm really good at? If you have the opportunity to introduce me in a room, what would you say? Who would you say I am? And I said I remember putting it on my family WhatsApp group to say, hi guys, I'm doing an assessment, just something like that. And I really want to hear from you. What do you think I'm really good at and all of that? And people said so many things, so many interesting things. So many interesting things. But one thing that was consistent across board was my organizing skill, my planning skill, my coordination skill. I think, what that those three things amidst all others stood out across everybody, my mentor, everybody, friends, family, people that I had. So that's really, really helped me. And I think that was also one of the basis of why I chose to sit with project management, because I see that it came to me, it was effortless for me, so to speak. And I think that that's something that we all need to, that's an exercise that we all need to do. By the time we're able to pick those skills, we are able to, build on them. That becomes the foundation that we build on. This becomes our market entry point. Again, I'm of the opinion that when we when we pick our strength and we start building on our strength, is able to attract, some other places, some other areas where we are still found wanting, then we are able to build them up as we are building on the strength. I'm not from the school of thought that says that, pick your don't focus on your weakness. I won't say that. I am from the school of thought where you focus on your strength and you build on it, because as you are building on it, is also helping you to, holistically now work on the other areas. Of course, he exposes some of the areas you need to work on, and then it helps you to build all together. One thing that knowing what you can do will do for you is you will be able to get clarity on what you can build your portfolio around. And one thing that I need you to take out from this particular, class is building on your strength, building on what you can do, what you can do. And what you can do doesn't have to do with the costs that you have learned, with, saying that, oh, after spending over 1 million naira or almost 1 million naira on a course, it doesn't have to be the cost that you have learned. It has to be what you can do. So as a take home under this particular framework, map your skill, pick your strengths. Top three, it could be one, it could be two, it could be five. Pick those strengths, look at how you can build on it. And as you continue to, talk, discuss on this framework, it would also, you get clarity as to what you can now do on those areas that you have also identified. Yeah. The E of the service framework is the experience, turning learning into proof. And I think this is where many of the things that will be, practical examples I'll be sharing would come to play. He is experience, turning learning into proof. The things that you can do, how do you turn it into an experience? One thing that I know is that all of us, we are product of our experience, things that we've done, things that has happened to us, things that we've exposed ourselves to. So this is where your skill becomes real, becomes visible. It doesn't stay at what I know or what I can do. It is now what I have done and what I am doing. So it is now turning those things, those skills that you have highlighted, it is you bringing it out of, I know how to do this. You are no longer saying, I know how to do this. You are saying, I have done this. I did this and I am doing this. And that's something that is very important as we grow in our career, as you choose to grow and build your career. You don't always need a formal job to gain experience. I'm sure that many of us have had this 1,000 or if not more than that, 1,000 times. Oh, you don't need a formal job to gain experience. And we're at the stage where, okay, even though we've learned cybersecurity, we've learned this, we've learned that, now we are waiting for, the opportunity where we can do all of the things that we have learned. But one thing that has worked for me is building experience through volunteering, personal projects, internships, community work, freelance, mock projects. We have, and in fact, even in Hills and Tech alone, I can say I've heard it 1,000 times. But I have maybe a slightly different approach to this. Now, when we talk about volunteering, there is a lot, oh my goodness, there's a lot of opportunity that is out there. And I'm going to show at the end of my slide. Out there, volunteering opportunity. I remember when I started taking volunteering seriously. As a matter of fact, my NGO was already thriving. I co-found an NGO. I'm sure you heard that during my introduction. And my NGO was already thriving. And I just wanted to be able to learn, maybe not necessarily learn. I just know that there's a way I want to also build connection, just so many things all together. And I start actively looking for where to volunteer, even within the NGO space. And I remember so many opportunities that I saw. In fact, one of them, I said, okay, a project with she what's the name of the organization, Leading Ladies Africa. This is also a very big NGO. And I put in, I think it was a Children's Day or Girls Day or something. We're supposed to do something around project coordination of the event. They have a girls only event and all. We attended that. I of course I put in an application. We did all of those Serere interviews and all of that. And yeah, luckily I got in. One thing that we also need to know, when we are pursuing volunteering, we need to know that we are not approaching volunteering because you are saying, do you are going, that mindset of, I have so much experience, you are the one that needs me. No. So we need to understand that we are approaching this with all the same level of seriousness, that, oh, I'm applying for a job opportunity. And I can say that again and again and again. Some platform that have also put in interest to say, I want to volunteer, they would set up a proper interview. You will do things, you will do it the way you are supposed to do it. And that's what I keep saying, intentionality comes in. So you are not just saying it because it's volunteering, because, oh, you are the one that needs me, you are going to just do it anyhow. You still have to show up like, this is something that I choose to do. This is something that I choose to do. So there's a lot of volunteering opportunities around us. In fact, without going too far, when I was checking some of this, when I was trying to finish up my slide sets, and I was checking some of the platforms that I've checked, that I've volunteered before, and I saw another opportunity. I saw an opportunity yesterday. Is something around, climate something project coordination in Festac. You can do remote, those opportunities will show you that it's a remote. They want you hybrid and all of that. I was tempted to put in for it. I don't know, maybe because it's something that I'm very passionate about. I was tempted. Then I remember that my hands are so full, but it just shows how much I am willing to just want to do this. And that's why I'm saying, the mindset of when you are looking for volunteering, let it not be from a place of, I want to go and, give them my skill. No, let it be from a place of, you want to go and, they are the one that needs me. No, let it be from a place of, you also need them. So that makes you to show up. That makes you to show up with the whole of yourself. I don't know if I'm making sense. I hope you understand what I mean. And when I talk about personal projects, it could be your project. Now, let me give you a very, very good example of what happened to me, I think 2 years ago. I have a friend that is into logistic business. We've been friends. We were cool and all of that. But I noticed that that period, it will, every time he visits me like this, he will have, in fact, I want to be conservative. They can call, he can receive, in fact, I don't even know whether it's receive or miss call. It can be 50 people, 50 missed call can come into his phone in like 10 minutes. I don't know how, there was a lot of calls. And I'm like, what is all this? This is not sustainable. This is even very annoying. How can people be calling you like this? I just started complaining to him, and he said he doesn't know what to do, that he doesn't even know what to do, and all of that. So we just started and we took the conversation further. And guess what? My business analysis skill came to play. And I said, you know what? We need to do something about this. This is not sustainable. You don't want to build this type of business. And we started it, and I took up that project as if it is my own. Started analyzing, what is the problem? Why are people calling you like this? I'm sure many of us are here, business analysis and all of that. We started doing root cause, do all of the analysis. I got a team, a couple of people that are willing to volunteer. We got a team, and it became a project that we worked on. Provided sustainable solutions, and that's why I'm saying this, so that when we've heard it a couple of times that, oh, personal projects, you can do projects, you can build projects. It doesn't have to be building a software. It doesn't have to be building chatbots. It doesn't have to be building a fountain. It doesn't have to be building a mobile banking app. It could be anything. Your friend can be selling puff puff on the road, and you just decided that, no, I want to take this as a personal project. It could be anything. Anything, and that's one thing that I want us to also take. It doesn't have to be like, oh, you want to build an app that the whole world will know. No, it starts from, it could be your church, it could be your anywhere. Just pick a simple project, as simple as, how do we automate things in this house? How do we, how do we digitalize things in this church? It could be anything. That's what I'm trying to say. Personal projects could be anything. It doesn't have to be a building and app and all of that, because we are all looking for how to. And it is in that simple project that you hone your skill, that you enhance, that you put those things that you have practiced, that you have learned into practice. That is where your skill becomes real. You think that you can do root cause, now you are on it. This is where you now do the root cause. This is where it becomes visible. The things you can do, or the things you think that you can do, and the things you don't even know that you can do. This is where you will now see that I can actually do this. So this is a very important one. Internship. I know many of us have heard about internship. There's so many organizations that you can also sign up for internship, whether paid or unpaid internship. Community works, that's also everywhere. Freelance mock-up projects, so many freelance platform and all of that. They are also all there for us. There are so many, when I was still very actively searching for remote job, when we had that, oh, I'm looking for seven figures and all of that, actively searching for freelance platform, Upwork and all of that. There was this idea that also came to my mind to say, okay, just tell all these organizations, I can do this for you for free. Just let me do this for you in a week and see what I can just do. That's also a very brilliant way to position yourself, to market yourself, to volunteer on what you can do. Experience is what proves that you can do it. It's not just what you have learned. And like I said, some action points here is pick a personal project, no matter how little. Pick a personal project, take up volunteering opportunity. So many amazing platforms that you can volunteer. We're going to see that as well. Also try and document the things that you do. Document it, create a simple portfolio. Google Drive is everywhere. It doesn't have to be LinkedIn, it doesn't have to be Notion, because this idea of wanting to show that I can use Notion, I can use this, I can use this. Yes, it's okay, you can use it, but it doesn't have to be something elaborate. It doesn't, sometimes we even overwhelm ourselves in the process of wanting to figure this Notion thing out, wanting to figure this out. Yes, if you can use it, all fine, all well and good. But sometimes we just overwhelm ourselves with the competition, we wanting to just show off and all of that. It doesn't have to be that big, like I said. So take every task like your real work. When you are volunteering, take it like it is your real work. This volunteer that I said I did with Leading Ladies Africa, we got there, we were literally doing ushering, even though it was supposed to be project coordination. We were literally doing ushering, but I still did it. I still showed up, and it was still something that I was able to do, and I did it with all excitement. Like I said, the outcome here is you stop saying I've learned how to do this. You're now saying I have done this, I am doing this. And that's what experience does for you. Relationship is just basically build your own growth network. Build your growth network. We need to be very intentional about this. Many years ago, I didn't see the need for all of this, but I can say that in the last 5 years of my life, I've seen the advantage of growing your network. Opportunities are often unlocked through people, not job board. There are so many, so many. I don't even think any job I've done have gotten from job board. They've been networks, they've been connection, they've been relationship. It is these people that will open doors for you. Opportunities, relationship are the people that will mentor you, that will collaborate with you, that will expose you to opportunities. It is this relationship that will tell you that you can do this, even when you don't think that you can do it. Even when you don't know that you can do it. There's so many examples that I have that it is people that will say that, why you, in fact, sometimes there are opportunities that come and I'm trying to look for who can do this. And people are saying, you yourself, why can't you do it? It is relationships that will let you know what you can do. Sometimes we try to not, like, maybe it's maybe it's humility that is, pursuing us or all of those things. But no, it is relationships that would help us to see the potentials that we have, to see the greatness in us. And some of the action points here is you need to be able to join professional communities. I am sorry, I have to say, you need to be able to join professional communities. It doesn't come cheap, it doesn't come free. Attending virtual events that are strategic, It is not free, but you know that these are strategic opportunities that will position you for growth. You need to invest in it. You need to invest in it. Meet people, connect with people. This is an area that me myself I am struggling with, but I'm not where I used to be. Okay, I'm not where I used to be, but I am also growing in this because I've seen that it works and I'm growing in it. You need to maybe just look at people that are doing the things that you think that you can do, sorry, the things that you think you want to do. You pick those people. You don't have to even, I'm sorry, I'm a very very silent person, so I don't have, sometimes it might be engaging on their posts, might be just following them, just look at, learn one or two things, that way. When we say that we do passive mentorship, just pick those people, look at them, see how they are doing it, and just try and learn from those things. If you need guidance, ask for guidance. It doesn't have to be job. It doesn't have to be, oh, I need a job. It doesn't like have to be, I'm looking for opportunity. Just ask some little things that can position you, that you think that you are still struggling at your own level. Understand the level where you are and ask the right question. So you are not, just aiming without direction. Outcome, you move from isolation and then you are able to go into connection and you have access. Visibility is where you make your work to be seen. If people cannot see your work, they cannot trust your value. One thing that I've also seen is that many people that now recommends me for positions, for opportunity, is because they've seen what I can do and they are still saying it. So being good is not enough if nobody knows that you are good. Many of us, we are an embodiment of talent, embodiment of gift, and so many things. But unfortunately, people cannot see those things. And it is not too far in your church, in your community, even within Hills and Tech. What can you do? I've seen people call out, oh, what can you train people on? What can you talk about? Please come out and share the things that you can do. Show your work, show your journey, speak up in communities, be active. This one, we are all guilty. I don't know whether we are all, but I am guilty. Be active on social media platform. I won't really dwell on that because I'm also found guilty in this. But be active. Even if it is in your church group, be active. Even if it is in Hills and Tech community, be active. Be active. Just be active. Making your value visible to the right people. People that are, even these 3, 4, 5 people that are around you, they know the things you can do. That is my own, visibility strategy. When 3 people around you knows it, another 3 people will know it, another 3 people will know it, and that's how it cascades. But the most important thing is make your work seen. Some of the action plan here, talk about what you do, talk about what you do. Hold it, talk about what you do, share your outcome, share your progress. Like I said, it doesn't have to be on your LinkedIn, but it is a very good place to also blow your own on, loud your work, blow your own horn, update your profile, talk about as much as you have the strength and you have the capability. Please put your work out there. You begin to attract opportunity instead of chasing them. So many, like I said, so many opportunities that I've had people talk to me about, not because I put it on LinkedIn, or it's because I talk about it when it is necessary for me to talk about it. And then people now, when they're talking about things like that, they remember me and we have that conversation. Be intentional, be very, very, very deliberate, very, very deliberate. Don't just be random, don't just be everywhere. Don't just say, oh, this is what they say is raining today. AI is raining today. Let's go. This one is raining tomorrow. Let's go. Be very intentional. Pick your path and walk on it. Don't try random things. It's even too expensive, both financially and emotionally. It is too expensive to be random. It is too expensive to be random. I hope I'm not the only one that feels that way, but it is too expensive to be random. So please be intentional about what you're trying. Don't just try random things. Just be deliberate about the choices that you make, be deliberate about the connection that you make, and make sure that you are aligning your action with your long-term goal. It is just choosing direction over distraction. So many distractions, so many. In fact, there was a time that a very good, a close person to me was like, okay, I learned that it is going live on TikTok now sells you. And she started, I kukuma help her map out strategies. So if you want to go live on TikTok, this is what you're going to do. Talk about this, talk about that. But I saw that it was just the randomness in us that just wants to try out everything because we are thinking, I just know which one will work. But advising you today that please be intentional. Being random is even too expensive. So I want to advise that we should be intentional. Pick a path that you want to follow in the next 3 to 4 to 6 to 12 months. Choose one area instead of trying to try everything at once. Make sure that it aligns with where you are headed. Does this move me closer? Does it drags me away? Just set monthly targets. If you choose that between now and December, I want to be able to volunteer on 3 different projects, one in Nigeria, one in Africa, one in Europe. There are platforms where you would see it. Once you set it and you actively work towards it, at the end of the month, check how did I fare this month. I said I was going to volunteer on one project. Did I do it? What happened? What delayed it? Why did it that I have? And you are able to access, you learn lessons, and you improve in the next month. Don't be too hard on yourself as well. It is just very, once you have all of these things done yourself, it puts you in the right place. Then you become more intentional. By the time you reassess yourself, you become more intentional. It makes you to stop drifting, and you start building with direction. Consistency is us showing up repeatedly despite the everything going around you. Just keep showing up. It is what turns your efforts into results. Just keep showing up. I can go on and on about everything that is happening in Nigeria right now. That will distract you, as a mother, as a mom, as a dad, whoever you have, with all of the things going on around you. Just keep showing up, even when the motivation is low. Get somebody that can be your accountability partner. Commit yourself. Show up. Deliver. When you say you are going to do this, make sure you show up to deliver. I hope you can still hear me. I'm still here. Can you still hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure. Okay, just show up repeatedly, commit to a particular task, show up, and anything that drains your motivation, just avoid it. And that's why I said it is too emotionally draining to even be doing random things. Make sure that you preserve your energy and show up consistently on on the path that you have committed that you want to be. Now, the next, okay, the last point on my framework is excellence. You need to be somebody that people trust. Be someone that people trust. People need to trust that when you handle this, it is going to come out well. You need to be reliable. You need to be. People need to vouch for what you do. It's not because not because, oh, this is doing it for free and then you do it shabbily and then you don't do it well at all. You just do it anyhow. You need to be somebody that is very deliberate. Like, they need to see excellence in what you do. You have to do things well, even when no one is watching. You have to pay attention to details, deliver quality work. People need to trust you with responsibility. In this age where there's remote, people are working remotely, people don't have to micromanage or supervise what you do. Just make sure that when you show up well. Excellence is what makes people remember you. When you do a work that people can see and say, who did this? People will remember you, whether we like it or not. Even in this age where the loud people are getting, when you do the one thing that you do and you do it excellently well, you become somebody that people will recommend without hesitation. Just think about it. Many of us that has recommended our tailor, or what do they call it, our fashion designer, our hairstylist. People will know that there's excellence in this work, and they will recommend you without even asking for it. So here's some action points: is that make sure you submit the work that is clear, complete, and structured. Double check. Don't just submit anything. Don't just do it because you want to do it. Take ownership of the task. Even when you are volunteering, they don't have to look for you. You're supposed to attend the meeting. Nobody has to come and be reminding you that, oh, it's time for meeting. Just because it's volunteering, it becomes the last thing that you do at night. No. Then you also make sure you continuously improve on one thing in every project. The project you did last, improve on it now. The project you are doing now, make sure there's also an improvement in what you are going to do next. That is how you show up consistently and with excellence. Intentionality to growth, and growth to positioning. Intentionality is what positions you to growth, and growth is what positions you strategically. So when you start to grow, you intentionally develop your skill, you seek experience, build relationship, you show your work, you pursue excellence, and that is when you are now positioned to where people begin to see your value, people begin to see what you can do, and they can start recommending you. They can start calling your name where you are. Your name enters important room. Your work begins to speak for you even before you introduce yourself. That is why in this era, it is not enough to simply graduate or complete a course. The real question is, how intentionally are you building yourself for the opportunities that you desire? One of the examples that I have is many examples. Now let me just share some of the examples that I have a very close friend that, when I'm part of a ministry, you know Christian, not denominational ministry. And when she joined the ministry, she took up the administrative, just volunteered to be doing administrative, send email campaigns, send bulk SMS and all of those things, keep the record. And she was, even though when she was doing it, she didn't really, it wasn't like she was excellent, but she was doing it. And because there were a lot of people also supporting her, so we didn't see the gap, but she was doing it. And guess what? When she had an opportunity to apply for a role, which is an executive assistant, she applied for the, she had put the role of the admin, for that fellowship, for our fellowship, on her CV. And that gave her an edge, because on the executive assistant role that she was applying for, there was something attached to ministry work. It wasn't even there that she was going to do something around ministry work, but that gave her an edge. And I can tell you today, her salary is in millions. She has a car, she has a driver, just because that separated her from, do you know how many people applied for that job? That separated her. And I can go on and on. I have a friend and a sister in the UK. She, after she had done, she's done with her master's, she has this passion to do trauma care. She wanted to take certification in trauma care management and all of that. And she decided that, oh, this one that is a new, completely new field for her. Then she went online to say, okay, let's start look for people that are doing it, that she can volunteer, so that she can learn practical path, as she's also going to be go and take the certification. She saw an organization. She wrote an email to them. By the time she sent the email, the organization called her and said, oh, they got your email, we got this and all of that and all of that. As we speak, that intention to volunteer put her on the board. She became one of their board members, just because she has not even started volunteering, because of the intentionality she put into writing an application. It wasn't that they saw her, they didn't post an application for, we are looking for volunteers. Oh, she did the research, look for this organization, and said, oh, they are not far from me. And she wrote to them to say, I am interested, I want to do this for you. And she became the first Black person that is sitting on the board of that organization today. This is somebody that is very close to me. I can go on and on. I have another very close friend that is now a global volunteer, just because she would pick these people on she has a passion for, because she's a childhood cancer survivor. She would pick, or anybody doing anything in the cancer space, she would write to them. I would love to volunteer, I am Nigerian. Today she attends global conference, some of them fully paid, some of them partly paid. She brought this organization to Nigeria this year. They held one of their conferences in Nigeria this year, just because of her. I can go on and on and on. For me, myself, I am able to sit on the board of directors of PMI Nigeria chapter today because of volunteering. When I started volunteering with PMI Nigeria, it wasn't because I was looking for any. In fact, if you know me very well, I'm even somebody that doesn't even like attention. I like to do my things from the back. But that positioned me. And when the opportunities came, it was very easy. It was even people that said, why can't you go for this opportunity? You are the best person for this, so go for it. And I hope that with these very few points of mine, I've been able to convince you that intentionality has become something that we need to build on. Platforms where you can find that I have used, though, that I have used. I'm sure you know there's 1,001 out there. The ones I have used, Catch a Fire, it's a global volunteering platform. There's a lot of opportunity there. They will tell you remote, some will tell you physical, you anything at all, it's there. Idealist is also there. Idealist is the one I was saying, I checked yesterday. They had in fact, I think, I don't know, they have something posted yesterday for project coordination, social media management, design, so many things you can do. operations, coordination, so many things. Forage, I think many of us have seen Forage before. I've also used it. Forage is best for simulations, not for practical. But you can see some simulation projects there that would also help you, to build, just think around it. Then professional communities, join anyone, anywhere you are, even though these are paid platform, but it is also very important for you to invest in yourself. Thank you very much. I hope I have been able to do justice to this topic of mapping your skill and building your portfolio indirectly. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much, Shikario, for an amazing and impactful session. It was truly, truly impactful. As I can see in the comment section, we have some questions here. I'm just going to read them out for you. The intentional says, what if you try a course and at the end you realize that you're struggling to build a career in it? How do you move forward?
Like I said, see, the things you can do is not necessarily what you learned on that course. It shouldn't define what you can do. So what you should do today is map what you can do. That's even puts you in a better position. What can you do? It's not what you have learned. It's not what I have learned. It's what can you do? I don't know if I'm making sense. What can you do? Apart from the business analysis you've learned, apart from the cyber security, what can you do? Is it communication? Is it writing? There are people that are looking for volunteers that can write content for their website, content for their blogs. What can you do? You can teach children. There are so many. It starts from what can you do. It's not what you can learn, what you have learned, or what have you learned. I was very, very specific when I was talking about your skill. Please don't box yourself into what you have learned. No, don't box yourself into what you have learned. Just discover what you can do. I think that's the foundation. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, please. Thank you so much for that. Another question by Comfort says, please, how can I get to volunteer on projects as a BA business analyst and project manager?
How can you? I think. Please read that again.
Yes, please, how can I get to volunteer on projects as a business analyst and project manager?
Please go to those platforms that I've shared. Idealist is there. If you don't have any projects that you can turn your personal project or your friend or your business, it could be your husband's business, it could be your friend's business. If you don't have any of that around you, please go to the platform that I've shared. There's Idealist, there's Catch a Fire. Those are even free. At least you don't have to pay. If you want to go into professional networks, those are more structured, which is like PMI, like IIBA, like ICANN. Those are also another platform, but of course you'll have to pay to become their member. But for free, go to, as we are speaking, just go and check Idealist. There are opportunities they posted yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Today they've posted new opportunities, and you will see they will say remote. You will see they will say they only need you for a one-off project. Just go there as we are speaking. Just go to Idealist as we are speaking. There's so many projects there that you can volunteer on.
Okay. Due to the time, we're just going to take two questions and then we'll call it a day. The next question is, what if you volunteer for an organization that is available but doesn't directly relate to your career? Do you leave it or continue since it's available?
So I think that for every of these opportunity, there's always something to learn. I won't say that you should leave it. I won't say that you should continue it. I think that just look at it as there's something that I want to learn from this. Even if you have started it and it feels like, oh, this is not what I signed up for. If you don't feel like it, you could drop. You could, but if you can continue, if you have the grace to carry on, just continue it, because there must be something that you will learn from that experience. I'm a strong believer. I'm sorry. There must be something God wants you to learn from that experience. That's why you are there. So look at it as also maybe an opportunity that want to stretch you to come out of your comfort zone. if once it aligns with where you are headed, it's a different thing. If it's completely, out of where you are headed, it's a different thing. Like I said, there was an opportunity that came for me sometimes last year, and even though it was something I'm passionate about, healthcare, blood donation, I can't remember their name, blood donation, but the surrounding condition, I said, no, I'm sorry, this does not align with my value, and I dropped off. So if it aligns with where you are headed, even if it aligns with your headed, if it's something that you feel like, oh, this is not what I signed up for, if you're able to do it, if you have the grace to do it, please do it, and just look at what you want to learn from that situation. And I think that, you know but the decision is, do you have the bandwidth to take it? If you can, by all means, please go ahead. If you want to drop off, if you also want to drop off, just write to them. I would advise that you do it properly. Just do it. And that's why I said, don't do it because, oh, Shebi is free, and you just drop off and you ghost them and you become unreachable. No, please write to them officially. Tell them that, oh, for whatever reason, maybe what I'm doing now, the demand is now. Just write to them formally and let that relationship close properly. Don't just drop the opportunity like it doesn't matter. I hope I answered that question as well.
Yes, please. Thank you so, so much. And we'll just take the final question and then we'll be done. Um, how do you position yourself when you're career switching and don't have the traditional background recruiters expect? For instance, after taking a career break to raise children.
So I think it still boils down to what I've said as to what skills do you have? What can you do? I know the pressure is real, it can be very real, but please just start from what can you do. By the time you pick what you can do, for instance, if you decide that, if you know that I can coordinate or I can plan, start from there. By the time you are now planning, you have a project you pick and you are planning, you are just helping them to plan or coordinate, you would see some gaps that, for instance, you cannot start saying that, if I need to plan effectively, I might need to be able to understand risk management. Do you understand? Do you get what I mean? So if you by the time you start working on a project that you are planning, you're already using your skill. You then realize that, okay, for me to be able to be an effective planner, I need to also be able to be a good risk manager. Then you can now take a course or go to YouTube and say, okay, how can I, just start learning about risk and all of that. And that's why I said, start from your strength. Start from what you can do. It's easier that way. Start from your strength, the skills you already have that you can now build on. And that's why I said, when you start with that, it now exposes you to say, okay, you've done one or two projects and you have seen the trend that for me to be able to do this successfully, I will need to learn how to make it. Can even be, I will need to learn how to design. Then you take a course on designing, or you go to YouTube and learn how to design. Then you start thinking, oh, if I need to plan successfully, I need to be able to map out workflow. Then you go and learn something on workflow. Do you get what I mean? I hope I'm able to answer. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, please. Thank you so, so much, Vicario. It has been a great session. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. I really appreciate you. Thank you. And to everyone who joined us today, thank you for joining us. Of course, you could always come back and rewatch this session at any point in time. I myself have also checked out Idealist as well. So please uh, go over everything that we have learned today. Check it out. And if you have any other questions, even after now, please, if you're on the alumni page, please leave a message and we'll be sure to answer your questions. So thank you all so much for joining us today, and I wish you the very best for the rest of your Saturday. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely day. Bye.